Hi, internet.
Just in time.
Hello, world.
Just in time.
Hello, that one guy.
Yeah, the one guy that
Guys.
sits next to us.
Hey, Steve.
You're the best, man.
Come on. Listen, dudes, you'll be watching this like 50 years from now when you're old and toothless. And your kids will see it and will enjoy it. And they
Oh
will.
yeah.
My father
Yeah,
was as a nerd, and
And yeah, they'll be so amazed with the two-dimensional image that they've got on the screen.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe you guys watch stuff like this.
Videos?
What?
I can totally see myself telling my grandchildren or their children, "You come from a long line of nerds."
I'm just an old nerd.
I was a nerd. Your mama was a nerd.
I'm a hipster nerd. I was a nerd before being a nerd was cool.
oh,
It is cool, right?
yeah. Officially,
we'll fix that.
officially,
It's in
Yeah.
now, yeah.
yeah. It's a thing officially.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue with our nerdist adventure. Previously, we basically you have left Zephyros floating tower, and it was stranded in mid-air because you all failed to stop a raid by dwarves carried on the claws of a dragon. They basically sabotaged the tower's navigation orb and then left, leaving Zephyros stranded in mid-air. You kind of thought about what to do. He went to sleep to think about it. You investigated his tower and found that he was consulting books from a strange place called Greece. The books were about mythological monsters and strange places, and on one of those books, or maybe a paragraph of a book that you managed to obtain and copy, you learned the three names of three hags, which kind of rings a bell because you were on your way to three islands known as the Three Hags. Supposedly something is there, or at least this is where the diamond coffin, in which there was a Triton. The coffin was covered by runes. The runes contained this pointer to those three islands. So there you went. So leaving the tower on the backs of griffins, you spotted a giant icy ship crewed by frost giants, and inside this ship there was a dragon bound by those giants. You kind of danced around that ship and actually managed to cripple it, and you kind of managed to basically let the dragon loose, but still chained and mad with rage and fear. So eventually it kind of tilted this giant ship and crippled it, but you noticed that it was on its way to those islands that you're headed to as well. So while you didn't sink the ship, you definitely made them they will take some time to get to the island. Approaching the island, there was this strange energetic explosion which caused your griffins to kind of lose their sense of direction, and you crash landed on the island next to a metallic hatch. Inside of the hatch there were some buzzing arcane devices and bodies of tritons, both mangled and Navy SEAL like tritons. So you decided to put a lid on that place and go to rest, and then decide what to do in the morning. And during this all this like chaos, you lost one of your basically Enderist, right? You lost one of your men.
Yep. One of my retainers, yeah.
One of your retainers, yes.
Yes,
So
Orn.
yeah, so some things were lost, but some things were gained, and this is where we stopped last time. So, I don't remember if we stopped before or after you went to sleep. So
My notes
Before.
say stopped at a long rest.
at the long rest. Okay, that's
Mhm.
fine. So the night passes quietly, but there is a sense of anticipation in the air. There is some vegetation. It's not a big island, and you can actually see the two more that are farther away along the horizon. Mostly a rocky island with patches of vegetation and trees here and there. Nothing too big. And this hatch obviously open. Let's say I don't know, a couple of 100 feet. How much you like it to be. So, what do you do?
What's up with our griffins? Are they okay? Are they calm now?
So, after the crash, they suffered some injuries, but they seem okay. You don't see any like broken legs or wings, but they definitely kind of they are disoriented. They look around, they peek, they kind of tap their beaks on stones and sticks. They're very, very confused.
Can we
So,
try
um,
to...
How big is this island, by the way? Is it like can if there weren't any trees, could I see the other end of the island?
Yes,
from-
it's not very big. You can probably circle it in, I don't know, something like 40 minutes or an hour of walk.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So before we do anything, I'm gonna tell Semyon and Fillory to stay near the griffins, and if anything happens, to just take the griffins and try and circle the island and keep an eye out for us.
Okay, just a minute.
Very good. Fine.
And I want to go take a look down that
Yeah.
hatch.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Does anybody have like
You're the one that
familiar?
need a long rest.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Who's good at sneaking and scouting? And dying
Not me.
for us.
Nope.
Okay.
That would be...
I'm just a farmer. I only have a +7 in stealth. So
Yeah, that's all.
What?
Oh, yeah, typical sneaky ass farmer.
Quiet,
right?
quietest
Not
farmer in
on the
history.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
So
So you're
Fillory
better.
and Simeon are kind of taking a walk, circling the island.
but I'm
Yeah.
busy looking after the griffins right now, making sure they're fed and try to calm them down.
Okay.
I'm basically your stable head right now. And also, I remember who was it that put the saddles on? Mr. Anderest.
Before we go anywhere, can I consult with Semyon to see if he knows anything about this? He's actually quite intelligent.
Okay.
Also, did you take a look at the sheet I sent you with their stats on it?
I think I did, but probably a long time ago. I do
Okay, 'cause
remember that
each-
he was a history expert or something like that, right?
Yeah. So each one of them had like a little special NPC ability,
Mhm.
and his is Bookworm.
Okay.
What does it say? When rolling any knowledge skills that he is proficient, on a failure, the scholar can roll an investigation check to remember who or where in the world he could have that info.
Okay.
So if he fails, so yeah, I just want to like, I don't know, probably be a history check, I guess, to see if he knows anything about this.
This means the hatch, the
The
island,
hatch,
the hatch.
the island.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it. So Simeon examines the hatch.
He gets a 17.
Okay, so he points out that the hatch seems to be broken, as if torn. Okay, and it was like a submarine hatch, but without the thingy.
The lock.
The lock, exactly. What
Wheel.
it does have is runes etched all across the circumference of the hatch, and some of them are, he says, disabled. He thinks this lock was a magical one, and it was disabled before the metal could be torn out. And the disabled runes spell the name Eyno.
And you?
Yes.
Eyno. Okay, that's one of the hags.
We're good to go then. If the trap or whatever is disabled, let's go.
That's right.
He
What about needing the long rest? You know, having taken a lot of damage, used
I
all
thought
your
we-
This is the next morning.
This is the
We've
next
already
morning,
done
right?
that. Been there,
Oh.
done that.
He rolled for random encounter.
being
Oh
a
wait, yeah.
being a bookworm, he does recall that in some ancient languages out of this world, he stresses, Eyno means horror.
Horror?
Yes.
Oh great.
It
Perfect.
sounds even more interesting.
I mean, I'm all in.
I make my way down the hill. Is there a ladder to climb down? Or...
What is your character's name?
Varian.
Varian, young man, hold on. Let's not get too hasty here. I didn't cast a haste spell on you.
Oh, you got one?
No. I
Go.
didn't.
Oh, boy.
That's level 3. That's level 3.
Sad.
You're ahead of me. Yeah, let's we should probably look for traps. That's what adventurers do, right? Before we enter, look for traps.
Good idea.
But
good.
the
Area of
traps,
expertise.
we already did the trap or whatever is disabled, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks
That was
like the
unlocked.
hatch is damaged, right?
Yes.
So
Look,
I don't.
whoever went into the hatch before us probably triggered all the traps.
Is it
If there-
like
if there
lit
even
up
were
in
any.
there?
I feel like something came out of this, but that's just my
Can
guess.
we, like, if I peek my head in there, can I see anything, or should I be dropping a torch?
I've got 120-foot dark vision. Are you
Yeah.
opening the hatch?
Stick your
Yeah.
head in it. Yeah.
I'm
Oh, okay.
totally gonna open the hatch.
So I'm gonna stand back 30
It
feet
was,
when he does
it
that.
was already open, I believe.
It was
No,
open.
we
Wow.
closed it when we went to bed.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Okay, so I'll be
safety.
there with you, peeking my
Yeah.
head in,
Yeah.
Well,
like
if
that GIF I
it's some-
sent earlier.
And just to make sure,
Yeah.
is this before or after the long rest?
after
After
right?
the long rest,
After.
the next
Okay.
morning, I'm opening the hatch and I'm dropping a torch in.
Okay.
Do you want to
I-
maybe do you want to let me do it with mage hand so that nobody really has to be on the trap
Yeah.
when it explodes?
That
We
that
already
looks way
closed the-
heavier than 5 pounds.
What if
Yeah.
what if it's filled with sewer gas and it explodes and we all die because you dropped the
Don't-
torch in it?
I would
Well,
love
let's-
that. That would be amazing if it
Would
just
be-
blows
let's-
up when my
Alright.
torch goes in there.
All right, Fordor, open the hatch. I'll peek
Yeah.
in with my dark vision, and then you can throw a torch down.
Done.
After I put my head away, though.
No, when your head's in there, I'm just gonna drop it in
Decapitation.
the corner.
Decapitated by fire.
You wake up in the morning and approach the hatch. Now the weather is very clear. You can actually spot Zephyros Tower, like a tiny speck glowing in the far up far in the sky. You can't see the ship, the giant ship, just yet. So maybe they will take another day or even 2 to get here. The torch goes down the chimney, and then it lights up this room, which is circular in nature. And immediately you can see that the floor is basically littered with dead tritons. Most of them are Navy SEAL tritons, wearing black leathers, and you can see that their crossbows are unloaded, and they are lying there in grotesque images of death, like like they died in this brutal and vicious fight. But there are also mangled tritons inside, but these are out of their coffins and naked. But you do see all kinds of deformities on them besides bolt wounds.
Do you see more coffins down there?
So the torch kind of lights a circular room full of crystalline devices, and you recognize them as such because they hum.
How dead are they? Like, I know they're dead, but like, are they like skeletons at this point, or how
Nope.
long have they been dead?
So just by visual examination, you believe it's like some of the wounds are still bleeding. So
Oh, wow.
Still
a
bleeding.
day tops.
Still oozing.
Wow.
Oozing, yeah. That's
How far down is it?
so it's like there's actually a ladder that can bring you
I go down the ladder.
Okay.
Hold on.
I follow.
Before you go down, Anders, you mentioned about something. That's your name, right, Anders?
Yeah.
You mentioned about something possibly escaping. Well, I wonder if it was able to get off this island. Maybe we
Yeah.
should try to track it. Look for tracks.
Yeah, maybe we're actually moving in the wrong direction if we go down there. I take a perception check and look around the island.
Okay. Good.
It's normally survival to look for tracks.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing survival.
You pull out a magnifying
Minus
glass.
1. Yeah, it's a 1.
A 1.
I'm
Okay.
afraid of survival. I have no training in that.
Get this out of the way. I'm gonna try that too.
Not even gonna attempt it.
Yeah.
I'm
13.
more interested in how far down it is.
So
Again.
it's a 10 feet descent.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I go down the ladder.
Wait. Hang on. Wait on.
I
I'm
signed
like
it
Before-
standing there with my feet in it, holding on to the top rung and pop my head out like, what?
Again.
I can't, like, come on!
I have an idea where maybe we can, create the mess and then go in, and not go in and then create the mess.
Idea? I'm shouting up. What do you mean idea?
How did
Oh,
you
no.
get down there before me?
Oh, never mind. Just go down.
You just don't notice him because it's stealth. Ito,
Right.
I
Yeah,
got a
no
13
kidding.
on survival. Do I see any tracks anywhere?
A 13? Okay, so with the 13, you definitely see that there are no tracks leading out, only in. And these are made by Navy SEAL Triton wearing Navy SEAL boots.
All right.
Cool.
I let everybody know. Looks like all these just lead in. Nothing leads out, as far as I can tell.
All
How
right.
about
thumbs up comes
we
out of the
still have
hat.
this shatter spell. I have this shatter scroll. I can try to shatter everything down there before we go down.
Yeah, but that's gonna
I
never
don't think
make
that's
it
fair.
better.
Yeah, no.
No.
Hold
Magic
on to that
maybe?
until
How
we
about-
need it.
Okay. And
I am
since
already in
I'm
there.
already
Do
down
not
there.
Shatter everything in
All
there.
right. I'm ready to go down.
And
I'm
I'm
down.
looking. I'm
I'm
looking around.
totally down.
I
You guys
will.
are just looking for trouble.
Before I go down, I'll get Fillory, who is quite good at animal handling, to maybe take the griffin up for a scout every hour or two. Just take one of them and fly around the island and watch for that ship. If they see it, they're supposed to yell for us down the hatch, though. Don't just yell.
Okay.
Randomly
Make
from up
sure
in the
they know
sky.
that.
Yeah, for
500
Very-
feet on the other side of the island, you know.
Very
Text
clear
me.
on that point.
Text me,
in
alright?
a condescending manner too.
Great. So, who goes
Great
down?
boss. I go down.
I go
Okay.
down
I'm
behind
right-
Forgar.
Not
No,
their
I'm
boss,
right
they're
behind
mostly-
Forga.
Okay, I'm right behind Barbarian.
Yeah, I just see this cluster of people plugging up like the entire head, so I sort of run down. What are you guys doing?
Just a bunch of legs.
Legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm first. No, I'm
Alright.
first.
I wanna inspect the Marines to see
Okay.
if I can see whatever killed them, I guess.
So,
I'm gonna wait at the top until you guys sound all clear.
great. So while Anderist is waiting upstairs, Varian, Eline, and Forgar descend. Now, what you immediately see
And
is
Galen is already down there.
okay. Great.
Yeah.
I cannot jump.
How you beat me?
You see 7 pedestals circling the circumference of the room, with one exit leading deep into the underground island complex. So it definitely is a complex underground under this island. So 7 pedestals. On each pedestal, you can see a crystalline coffin, and strange tubes lead from each coffin on the floor into this. It looks like a rectangle crystalline device with liquids and what appears to be some form of glowing energy pumping and kind of running inside, and it hums.
And those coffins, do they look
cool.
similar to the one that we had?
Yes, but they are all empty, open, and you can definitely see 7 mangled tritons lying on the floor, with something like 10 Navy SEAL tritons basically sprawled on top of them in various postures. You can see bolts kind of dotting the walls, and some of them inside the coffins, and obviously wounds on the mangled tritons. What you see as interesting is that those Navy SEAL Triton wear masks, very similar to the ones you've seen in a while, Galen. Same tentacled, tube-like, multifaceted eye masks, and their uniform is kind of covering the entire of their skin. You identify them as Triton because some of them have like holes burst open in them, so you can see their flesh. But
And so,
yeah,
does it look like those two groups of Tritons were fighting each other? No, right?
no.
Okay. I wanna take one of the Navy SEAL Tritons and pick him up and put him in one of the coffins.
Okay.
He squeaks as he like the latex suit just rubs
Yeah.
full body latex.
So as you kind of lift him up, the mask kind of fall from his head, along with this liquid goo that probably was trapped inside of his mask, maybe vomit, maybe something else. And as the head kind of tilts down, you recognize this Triton. This is Dion. You've met him in Waterdeep.
Wow.
I want to take his mask.
I'm going around to check to see if any of them should still be alive, even if they look dead, just to make sure.
Who,
That
the
not are,
mangled
horrible
ones?
wounded.
Or the mangled
Yeah,
ones?
all of them.
All of them. Okay. So
I'm gonna. Yep. Go ahead.
I need Galen to roll perception, and Varian, as you pick the body, do you still put it in the coffin?
I
Okay.
do.
Great.
Can I
I got a
my
9.
my focus was on the mangled ones,
Okay.
the ones that weren't the Navy SEALs, and I would not have gotten like very close to them, but I would have poked them with a stick,
Poke the dead body
with
with
my
a stick.
weapon,
Lean on me.
and then I would have cast what is it spell? Detect magic.
Okay. So, Endaris, you wanted to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna come down and take one of the uniforms and one of the masks as well, and then setting it back up for Fillory to hold on to.
Great.
I totally want to hold on to one of those masks. They seem interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we can mend it all back together.
Right?
Galen, as you investigate the Navy SEAL Triton bodies, basically all of them, but you happen to fall on one of the Navy SEAL Triton first, you spot or notice that besides those strange wounds on their bodies, like they were exploding from within, you can see that most of them have tiny drilled holes in their heads, basically around this area, circling the the back of their heads. Some greenish liquid kind of pours from those wounds, so it was over the mask, like the mask was breached. So this
These
is
masks.
Yeah, I'll point that out to the rest. Like, that sounds, that looks creepy. Is that normal? Have you ever encountered anything that like does things like that? I've never seen that happen to plants before, so I don't know.
Sorry,
Are these
what,
the mangled ones or is there
the
Navy
mangled
SEAL?
one,
just-
the
those-
Navy SEAls.
they had
Navy SEAls? Okay.
Yeah.
looks like
Maybe
Um,
bite marks or something.
Sorry. I'm gonna investigate that. I'm gonna make an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eileen, when you investigate the mangled ones, you can see that well, basically it's a body that has undergone a lot of stress. Besides those deformities that kind of dots their face, you can see sometimes it's a face that was reconstructed or stretched, like the eyes are here and the mouth and jaw is here. Sometimes it's another mouth just below their chin. Sometimes it's a strange formation of bones and muscles that seems out of place. But mostly when you look at their bodies, they seem like they have been punished, stressed, overworked, abused, whatever you call it. They were under a lot of pain, and you don't think it was due to the fight. This was an ongoing process.
Was that the seals or the ones that were in the
The
coffins?
mangled.
Do they also have the drilled holes in their head?
No.
So I made an 11 Arcana check. Can you describe again what it looks like?
So it looks like a ring of drilled wounds.
It goes like a crown.
Yes, and you see some greenish, pinkish substance pouring out of those wounds.
That was the same stuff as in the mask, right?
No, the mask was
No.
full of something else.
Oh,
Did we see similar wounds from the first coffin? Didn't he have like stabby holes in his head? No.
No, not that you
Maybe.
remember.
Maybe
Is this
the
something
intellect
that
devour did
Right?
something similar.
Yeah.
Not that I
Yeah,
would.
but they
know
wouldn't-
about that.
an animal wouldn't cause such a uniform pattern on everybody, right? It
Yeah.
would be
And the intellect
people-
devourer is basically magically transferred into the mind. It doesn't kind of
Yeah.
worm his.
they're quite small.
So detect magic. Detect magic does yield that this square device with the tubings and liquids pouring inside of it is magical. The coffins themselves they kind of project a magical aura, but you think it's more likely that this square device feeds them, and not that they are magical by themselves. And exactly when Varian kind of puts one of the Navy SEALs into the coffin and shut it down, the coffin kind of seals itself. Its runes are glowing, and then you can see only what appears to be like, think of it as a runway lights, okay? Kind of jutting from the coffin and going through the bloody floor and into the opening. Into the opening that is like right behind you. So the coffin glows, and then like arrows on the floor.
A train of lights
Yes, like bloop,
on and off on.
bloop, bloop.
Is it?
And it goes into the darkness just behind you.
I want to take a investigation in one of the other coffins. I'm not going to get into it, but right where their head would be, I'm looking to see if there's something that would come out, spikes or something like that would have caused the
Roll.
uniform drills. Investigation. Ooh, 19.
Okay, so you see no such thing, but you do see that now that you investigate the interior of the coffin more closely, you do see that there is a placeholder for a crystalline rock or stone, fist-sized, which each of the coffin has, actually. You can actually remove it. It's like a mobile phone charger. So,
Right. Okay. Well,
Yeah, and-
Mage Hand somebody. Can somebody lift that out with Mage Hand?
Wha-
Yeah,
while-
I can do it.
While they're doing that, I pick up the torch that was on the ground. They drop down, and go over to like the entrance tunnel leading further in, and just take a few steps in and stand guard there, to see if anything approaches.
okay.
By the way, before I do this mage hand, I think we should all clear away from the coffin that I'm going to take this crystal away from.
Good call, just in case.
Yeah, just stay back a bit, and I'll remove the crystal.
How big was the room? Did you say?
It's a circular room with a diameter of, let's say, I don't know, 30 feet.
Okay.
I want to check out these masks, and I want to kind of see if I can figure out if they're like there to protect from stuff, whether it's like airborne or something like that.
Okay, roll an investigation check.
Yeah, that's a 19.
Okay, so by quickly examining the mask and the armor of the Tritons, you immediately identify that these masks are indeed capable of sealing the wearer from its surrounding. Maybe they protect against airborne stuff. Maybe they can even allow someone to breathe underwater. And maybe those lenses can be used to look at things differently, maybe filter some things like a bright light or something like that. Yep.
When he's looking at the mask, does he see anything on the mask that would have drilled into the head?
No, whatever was drilling to the head was doing it from outside inside. So
When we saw Dijon in the first time, we would have seen these holes if they were already there, right? I mean, we didn't see any of them back then.
you don't remember seeing those holes back then.
Okay.
How dirty are this mask? You said was like full of ooze, right?
Yes.
Is it like a water skinnable to clean it?
Yeah. Yep.
I want to put the mask on, but I don't want to put the ooze on.
Before you do that though, let's look at that ooze. Like, can we see?
Yeah,
if we
I'll
can recognize
shake that ooze out in front of you so you can examine it. I got no problem with that.
I take out my microscope and I put it on the slide.
So
I love the idea that you carry a microscope.
you're not sure if it's something that came with the mask or something that maybe the Triton, in his dying spasms kind of barfed out. You're not sure. It definitely seems biological, but you're not sure which creature or if it's like a feature of the mask or not. You're not sure.
I say that I think Forgar is on. This is kind of smart. I think we should everybody should grab some of these masks just in case, even though it didn't protect them from everything at the end.
I want to put the mask on.
Okay. So it's a bit difficult because your dragonborn face wasn't like designed. This mask wasn't designed for
It
dragonborn.
only like goes over my nose
Yes,
and my eyes. It
exactly.
doesn't actually get my mouth.
Exactly. So you can't fit it quite tightly and snugly on your face, but when you eventually manage to position your face in a way that makes the mask stick, you don't feel anything strange, and those tubings that were attached to the mask kind of seek some place to attach to, but you don't have any maybe organs or maybe
Undo your shirt so they can attach to your nipples.
They're trying to connect to like my torso or something.
Something like that. Yes.
They're blue. Shit.
Hey, someone more human than me, come try this on.
I'm standing guard. It does a very important job.
I'm still carrying the body, right?
Is there something
in the
for them to
coffin.
attach to on their uniforms?
Yes, you can see that it basically goes inside their uniforms. The uniform kind of have special holes and places to connect those tubings, but if you open one of their chests and remove the shirt and remove the armor, you can actually see that they have those mechanical implants on their bodies where those tubes should fit in.
Oh, cool.
I've got to perform an autopsy right now.
Right now.
I'm cutting one of them open. I'm seeing where this goes.
Yes, I will help you with that because this is super interesting.
I will direct you how to do that.
Aww.
Seeing
My
as it's
help
so
I may
interesting.
do for you.
Seeing as it's so
Alright.
interesting.
Varian, you
wanna
wanted to say
wear it.
something because you did, and I'm not sure I heard.
Well, I'm still carrying the body, right, to the coffin.
So the
Okay.
body
Put it
is
in.
the
You
body
put
is
it in.
inside the coffin. When you close the door, this light, this how do you call it? Rail lighting? Runway lights
Railway
basically, kind of emerged from the coffin and pointed toward the opening, the dark opening behind you. So.
Okay.
Sorry if you missed that.
This must be one of these dungeon riddles that I heard so much about. And I pick up another body and
Oh no, you're just gonna keep doing
Yeah,
it?
do it, man.
yeah, sure.
Fill it up. Fill it up. Forgard, pay
Okay,
attention.
so
You're-
Galen.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. What am I doing here? I'm supposed to cut where now? What
So,
do you-
right, from-
Galen,
from
you said
sternum
that
to
you're
navel.
basically going deeper into the opening and like kind of looking.
Just a little, not very far.
So as you step forward, you can see that those lights kind of go straight toward deeper into the tunnel, and then you can see that there is a T intersection there, and the lights goes right. When Varian places another body inside of another coffin, its light kind of lights on the floor on a different color, and then they go left.
Cool.
Can I see like what lights up? Is there like markings or small light bulbs there or whatever? Magical runes?
If you look at the floor, you think that these are special or maybe like jewels or special rocks that are semi-translucent, and as energy passes through them, you can see them light up in different colors. So let's say green to the right and red to the left. Varian, if you try to place more bodies inside of the coffins, nothing happens.
Okay.
So you said green to the right?
Yep.
I will go into the direction of the light beam then, and
Wait, Varian, please
Hold on,
wait.
we're performing
wait.
an autopsy.
Don't split the party.
Don't
wait
split
till
the
we're
party.
done.
That was,
is
that
it
was
very-
good though. You get
Is
50 XP.
oh, nice. Is it like very far the wall or whatever that the
No, it's the
beam pointed?
the corridor that Galen is looking at is like 15 feet long, and then the T intersection you can probably see 10 feet to either side before the lights goes off to the distance.
Okay. Yeah, I will go. I will go into the direction, but not so far that I like lose sight of my party.
Okay.
So if
I
you
will-
make me
I-
stop
I
this
will stop you.
autopsy-
I will physically stop you. Like, hey, okay, yeah, you have a nice sword and everything. I'm sure you can take care of yourself, but just stay here, and
What?
I will block your way.
Why we have to go into this direction?
Yes, when the others are ready.
Yeah, I just want to look. I don't want to go
Like-
very far.
like-
You can come. We can.
No,
check
yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah. But you know, you might need to protect your friends from something dangerous, so you stay here.
We need to put a leash on this kid.
You know,
Yeah, it's one of those harnesses with the leash, and we'll
Yeah.
connect it to Forgard. Take him for a walk.
so, like you should
no,
really,
him and I will
you
run
should.
off together.
And I'm trying to convince you, like you should protect your friends. You know, totally protect your friends. That's why you need to stay here. It's not because I think that you're stupid and you'll get yourself killed. That is not the reason why. I'm just finding it out. I'm very sure you understand that.
All right, somebody put the monkey backpack with the leash on him. Quick.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like I sigh and yeah, agree to wait.
You can go back and
And-
use your sword
and
to
I-
perform the autopsy.
I'll also do like a huge like, oh, that actually worked. Good.
And we can put squeaky shoes on him too. Sorry,
Yeah.
so we always know where he is.
Squeak,
A bell.
squeak, squeak, squeak.
So Forgard, just so you know, I have 0 training in medicine or survival. Like I wouldn't even know how to quarter a deer or anything like that. So
I'm okay at medicine, survival.
perfect. So perhaps you should be doing the directing, and I will still watch.
And give
Okay.
orders, even though you don't understand.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
idea what you're doing.
Maybe you
but
should
my
try that.
clipboard
Yeah, yeah.
says
Cut out
you're
that
doing it
red
wrong.
part.
Yeah.
So as you start cutting, you realize that around every mechanical graft that was attached to those Triton's body, tiny runes are tattooed around and over the grafted area. You and the rest immediately identify it as a very potent form of magic. But it is an arcane art or lore that was forbidden, and even like necromancers and evil doers are, they shun this technique of molding together the inanimate and animate. This can cause serious harm to one's mental stability.
All right.
And
I would like to write down what I see, all the runes, just so I can study that later.
okay.
Posterity.
Study that later.
Posterity.
Yes. Very well. So you do write down all the information you can gather from performing this ritual, but eventually, all Forgar has is bloody hands and Tritons who were obviously they have undergone this procedure that have given them, let's say, a better interface with magical items. You suspect that the mask and the armor and the tubing are part of a magical item. You're not sure what are its functions, but without those grafts, using this magical item is very, very difficult. And as I said, you are aware of the fact that undergoing this change while granting many benefits is very dangerous to one's mind.
So, these are the Navy SEAL types, right?
Yes.
And are they the ones with the mangled bodies with the extra body parts and stuff?
No.
No, those are the ones from the coffins.
Correct.
Okay, so they're both kind of mangled or experimented on in some way.
Correct.
They're both weird as
Just
fuck.
one seems more
Yeah.
biological and one seems more mechanical. Interesting. So that crystal that we pulled out of the coffin, did you actually do that?
Yeah.
Corian? Yeah. Can
Zoom,
I
zoom,
take it?
zoom, zoom. Yep, you can take it.
Okay, Arcana check. Because why not? 19.
So it is magical and projects an aura of divination.
That's really interesting.
Can I try to figure out what the heck the glowing square is with the liquid in
Yes.
it? Maybe the liquid.
I can cast Identify as a ritual if you guys want to wait a few minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like we have time.
Bring
It
it
smells
on.
in here, but whatever.
I'll cast it on the crystal and the cube in the center.
Okay. So you cast Identify. The cube that you are holding is some sort of a memory jar. It is basically a storage for one's memories or, let's say, impersonal memories. You can basically see through its highs. But you'll need a device that can read it. It's like a disc.
Like the mask?
You don't
No,
think
that's
the
a disconnect.
masks? Yes, you don't think the mask is pluggable to this device. Probably another crystalline.
So what about that crystal that we pulled out of the coffin? What is it when I identify it?
So I was referring to that crystal. That
Oh,
you're-
that's the memory jar.
Yep.
Okay, and the cube in the center?
The cube is a form of a life support system. So if you
Okay.
put someone in a coffin and feed this cube with enough nutrients, which you suspect are the gory remains of probably other Tritons,
Gross.
you can sustain the life of someone trapped in a coffin for indefinite amount of time.
All right. Well, I've got everything I need out of here. I think Varian's probably chomping at the bit.
Yep.
Literally.
Wanna
He's
go.
got a
Shall
bit
we-
now.
Yeah, had to put reins on him. Whoa, whoa. Shall we go?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
personally, I do not want to follow the red arrows. That feels
Red means stop.
red means stop. Yeah, I'm all over. I think we go green. We go right.
So,
Alright.
so
I cast mage armor on myself, by the way.
ditto.
Okay.
I
That's
would
smart.
perhaps suggest that Forgar goes first.
I'll gladly go first.
I'll third that.
Yep,
You'll
I'm
third
right
me
next
going
to
first, or you'll go third?
him. No, he knows that I want to be second, probably.
And I can cast
Like-
light on something for you if you want.
How
My
wide
shield?
is the whole way
Sure.
here?
Sweet.
Enough for two people to go side
Cool.
by side.
Right. Then I'll go by the side by Fulgar.
Okay.
You jumping in line? That's hilarious.
So I'm
Anybody-
assuming.
Obviously.
Oh, he's
Line
sneaking in
cutter.
line. You don't even know he's there. He just
I'll be in the
appears
very
beside
back.
you.
So
I
I'm
look to
assuming
see where
you follow
everybody is. And
the
I'm like,
green
oh, crap, where'd
lights.
you go? Green lights, yeah.
Green lights. Okay, so the corridor turns to the right, and you follow those green lightning as you walk through this dark but illuminated corridor. The walls seem to have been carved out by magic. They are smooth, and you don't see any openings or special crevices or nothing. Just simply slabs of stone. And after 3 steps, you reach to a puddle of water.
A puddle.
Yep.
What kind of, like a puddle of water?
A
I
puddle
investigate the
of
puddle.
a puddle of water. It seems it stretches on for something like 7 feet, and then you can actually see the lights kind of go dim below it, and then they continue right after it. So every time a green light is kind of glowing beneath the puddle, the whole corridor is lit by reflections of that arrow. Gives it
Kinda cool.
somewhat an eerie.
I still have the torch with me.
You brought the torch? Awesome.
Hmm.
I have light
Good.
cast on my
And-
shield, so
Nice.
Can we go around
I,
the puddle?
I look up above the puddle to see if
Yeah.
there's like have we gone far enough to be like outside of the
ocean.
island under the
Yeah.
water?
No, I don't think so.
So when you look up, you do see a matching puddle upstairs. It simply hangs there
Above it.
above it.
Okay.
Okay.
Did
I
not
like
expect
it.
that.
Alright. I
don't-
Detect magic as a ritual.
No, I
Stop!
don't
10
like this.
minutes! We gotta do this ritual.
No, it takes a minute. Just a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Spend it.
rituals take 10 minutes.
No, it takes 1 minute if it's got casting time less than a full round.
Crap, I shouldn't have used a spell slot then.
That's new then?
No. No.
Pretty sure it's always
how
been
I-
10 minutes.
That could be old edition stuff.
Hmm.
I could be remembering something completely wrong. That's okay. Keep going. Okay.
Let's take a few steps backward and throw something at the puddle.
Well, before we start
Yeah, we
experimenting
kick
with
a
the
rock
puddle,
at the puddle.
before we start experimenting with the puddle, how about we check out, like, we peek at the other hall in case there isn't like a sleeping bear over there or something.
Like, why would there be a bear down here?
Well, a sleeping abomination bear or something.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
A man bear pig.
A man bear. Yes.
Man, bear pigs aren't real.
I want to see
Man bear
man bear.
pig puddle. So
Yeah.
you want to backtrack and head to the red lights?
Yes.
Okay.
If it's like a very long tunnel, then probably
No.
not. But we just want to check
No,
it
no.
out.
So it's
there.
it's again it's like 10 feet. You backtrack the 10 feet that you've already did, and then another 10 feet, and then you reach to a door that is has this strange lock on it. Where usually we'll put a lock on and a handle, all you can see is a slab of metal on a stone door with 3 notches etched into the lock. And what's even stranger is that the lock is like at face level, not at hand level.
Does the notches? What is the size of each notch?
So it's like a hole this deep, like a few
Does it-
centimeters.
Is there any resemblance between the crystal that we pulled out of there and those holes?
Not
In these holes?
No, if you're trying to find resemblance, it resembles more the drilled holes you saw on the bodies. But standing there and looking at it, I need you. Let's someone make a perception check. It should be very easy.
Okay, got it.
23.
So, Eileen, you realize the door is actually open. but just slightly ajar. It almost looks closed.
There seems to be.
I was about to say I want to investigate the door by going up and knocking on it.
Oh no! What are you Varian now?
Nothing.
No, it's impolite to not knock. There could be friendly people here.
All right.
I doubt it, but give her.
I'll let you all know that there seems to be some sort of draft. I can feel it.
So Andrus pulls his nose out of his book of shadows and looks up and is like, what's going on? But P.S. You guys are right. 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'll.
Who's gonna open the door?
I'll gently push the door open,
Okay.
depending on which way it opens with my quarterstaff.
No, so it's open to the inside, and your light reveals another round room, this time with crystalline, what appears to be chests, 7 of them, again standing on pedestals and circling the perimeter of the room. They all they are semi-translucent, and you can see things kind of red and blue and ikish things kind of pulse inside of them.
Inside the crystalline chests?
Yes.
How big are the chests?
About half a meter wide and this tall.
Do those things have the shape of, say, like a heart or other organs?
It's hard to see because it's only semi-translucent, but it's a good guess.
Awesome.
Burn it.
Awesome. Really?
And,
Kill it with fire.
This is
Yes.
and as you peek into the room,
Disturbing.
you can see another opening basically to the left. So as you entered this room, there's another opening just right there.
Okay, I want to investigate one of the chests and pedestals.
before they go in. I'll go in first and look around to see there's nobody hiding there, and then go over to the other entrance and stand guard there. If I don't see anything, of course. While
Okay.
they do their weird investigation, so I can turn my back to it and say, nope, nothing weird going on back there. Not at all. Maybe every now and then peek around there and nope, nope, nope.
So,
Still nothing.
Galen, as you move to that other room or to look at it, I need to make a perception check. And you, Anderist, as you go near one of those chests, it goes.
It's excited to see me.
I'm the most perceptive person ever. I got a 9 again.
Okay. So you think you saw this blur in the air, or maybe it was just that something got into your eye or something like that. You're not sure.
Then I'll was it in the other room? There was this blur.
Yes, in the other room. So you basically.
I'll slowly step into the other room. Have the quarterstaff out to be ready if there are any weird things. And then I mentioned, oh wait, can ghosts be hit by quarterstaffs? Oh, I'll find out. Just slowly take a closer look around.
Okay.
But I won't say anything yet.
Can I, as Anders is investigating the chest, I think Ellen is very intense right now, and she's prepared to firebolt anything that comes out of any chest.
Okay, so Anderist and Aline, you kind of look deeper into the chests when suddenly those chests start to beat in sync. Every chest was beating out of sync, but now when you're closer, they kind of beat in sync, and then the door or a door between you and Galen closes. Galen, you feel a breeze on your entire body, and as you guys hear the door kind of about to slam, all you see is Galen's form with kind of something is twisting his clothes and hair, and then the door closes.
I'm
Oh, no.
bald. So
Oh,
no
you're
hair.
bald. Your eyebrows. I meant.
My huge bushy eyebrows are out there.
I go and try and open the door.
Okay.
I go, oh shit.
Ah,
Yes.
Are
I'll
the
try and
are the
help
hearts
out, and,
are the hearts
I'll-
still beating in the chest?
Yes.
Chests?
So
I'm still investigating.
And I'm really worried. My friends are trapped in that room now. Like,
Oh, I love Galen.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
so
yeah, let's see how long he sticks around.
so no kidding. The chest lids kind of pop open, and this slimy. Think about a human's internal organs, but without a body, without a muscle, without the skeleton. Simply slide outside of the chest, stand up. So 7 of those,
So cool.
and then I need you all to roll initiative.
I'm so glad I'm not in the room now. Ew, that's disgusting. Like, Galen would have nightmare for months. Come on.
Does one of them get hit with a fireball?
Yes.
Yeah, one of them should. He had prepared action.
Okay, Quarian got a 12.
Okay.
Forgar got a 14.
And 4
10 for me.
Yeah, Galen's just going to hang out in the other room with a 20.
with a
I
20.
think got a 4.
Okay. How Elin?
4.
4. Okay, and the wrist?
11.
And the wrist, I think. Okay. Okay, in a minute. Seriously. Okay, and we have a. How should I do it? This. Did I tell you that my monster manual is basically in tatters? It's kind of fallen apart. You see, it's like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Straight missing pages now.
That's kind of a
Yeah.
good sign. Means you're using it.
The binding seems to be rather poor quality, actually, which
Yeah.
is a bad sign.
okay.
Oh yeah, I heard that about like all the newer books, right? The binding.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, my monster's manual have to be like really careful. Also.
I saw the
Galen,
first. Oh, sorry.
you find yourself in a room with a very strange structure. So one door is closed, there is another door that is also closed, so like in front of you and below you and behind you. The ceiling, while made of stone, has what appears to be ventilation grills. So it's like air conditioned grills, but wide and very slim. These are on the ceiling. On the floor, you can see a strange arcane rune that basically engulfs the entire surface of the room. As the doors close, this rune glows with. Sorry, as the door closes, the rune glows, and then wind kind of whooshes all over you. At the beginning, it's just harmless, but then you can feel razor knife gusts of wind that try to tear you apart, and all of this happens with just in your ears. But you get to act first, so what do you do?
Yes. On the other side, the door was also closed.
Yes. You did see before it closed what appears to be a corridor leading to a room with a glass cube in it, big enough to hold maybe 4 people inside of it, but it was just for a second, and then the door closed.
I will try to open the door behind me to go rescue my friends.
Okay.
I'm sure they're in trouble.
So you run to the door and find the same strange lock. 3 holes instead of a keyhole at face level.
Ugh. That's bad. I try to break down the door.
Okay.
I'll be bad at this. And I didn't bring a crowbar or anything, so just smashing against the door.
Okay, so you
Or
can
kicking
attack it.
actually. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good. So you want to do like unarmed attacks, like kicking it, or
If-
should I
if-
just do a strength check?
If you are trying to force it open, then a strength check. If you're trying to attack it, then an attack.
Like, what is the door made of?
Stone.
Is it like? Yeah, I'm trying to just force it open.
Okay. Great.
11. 11 sounds good, right?
So you are trying to force the door open. Sweat goes down your head, and you suddenly feel trapped, literally and figuratively. So,
Yes.
but you don't seem to be able to budge it or move it at this point.
Do
and
I take any damage from the horribly cutting wind?
so,
Does that come later?
no, actually, it comes now. So, yes, you feel as if something starts to whisper in your ear with strange, windy like syllables, and then you can feel fingers made of air try to push through inside your body, through your mouth and body. And it is very painful as they do so. So the first attack hits armor class 21, which I
Yeah,
assume hits.
I shut my mouth, so that doesn't. Good.
And the second attack is a natural 1, so your shriek of pain you kind of dodged the first blow. So it is this is 8 points of damage, piercing damage from this attack, which you don't see. You just feel a
I
razor
don't
blade.
get a sense of there's something sort of physical there.
You don't see anything, but you definitely
No.
feel as if something big and looming is all around you. So you can definitely feel there's a creature inside the room with you.
Good. Good. That's totally good.
Okay. Do you scream?
No, why should I?
Okay.
There's no need to scream. Like, nobody can hear you scream in space. Oh. Or a windy room.
Or in the room. Okay. Forgar.
So, in this room, all the organs are standing up and
And
preparing to defend themselves of us intruders.
seems probably.
Okay. I want to open that door though.
Which door?
I also
Behind
the
you
one
or
that,
the one that leads to Galen?
the one that leads to Galen.
Okay.
I'd see that he got trapped, and I'm gonna try and bust that door down.
So attacking it or forcing it open?
I'm gonna attack it.
Okay, an attack roll.
I missed the door. No.
So you don't miss it, but you manage to hit it. But stone is stone. So
And stone is stone, and 10 is not great.
yeah, but Galen, you do hear someone bashing the door just next to you from the other
Oh,
side.
So-
someone is knocking. I
Yeah,
say,
knock
"Hey,
back."
come in, come in.
With my leveling up, I get 2 attacks around, and I'm
Okay.
gonna attack it again, and better this time. Mildly. 13.
So 13 isn't enough to kind of bypass the sturdiness of this stone-made door. So,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Alright.
Do you stay there, or are you moving? Because there are basically 2 of those slimy, organ-like creatures on both of your sides.
I will not stay in the middle of those two organ creatures if they're right there. I'll stand beside somebody else who looks ready.
Okay, great. And we come to Quirion. Enderist is right after, so prepare yourself.
I'm sorry, I understood what?
So Enderist is right after you. I'm just
Oh, okay.
giving a heads up.
All right. So I see Forgar is trying to bash the door open, right?
Correct.
The lock. Is it like metallic? What is it made of?
So it's a metallic slab with 3 holes in it.
Okay. What are the creatures around us? How many are around us?
7, if I remember correctly.
Any one of them next to me?
All of them basically. So it's a small room, so it's a step and then you're close to one of them.
Okay.
It's good to be a caster.
Not sure. I don't really have too many things that are good for them.
Fireball can hit everything in the room.
That's true, but I don't have
That's
it.
what I'm thinking the
Wisdom.
whole time. It's gonna be
D&D
great.
wisdom.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. I wanted to see if I can catch as many of them in one blast. How many can I catch if I try right now?
So if you do it in the middle of this closed and sealed room, you can probably catch 2 without catching one of your friends. But the noise will be a thing.
Try pushing them together. So the actual
How?
number. I don't know.
Try to lump them all in one corner.
Yeah. Try to like push 2 of them into some others. Well, I guess I can hit all of them anyways, right? We'll see later.
Yeah, I think I'll just. I don't really have anything really good to do, so I'll try to cast the Dissonant Whispers on one of them.
Okay.
So I'll pick the one closest to Forgar.
Okay.
You said that there are 2 of them on him, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll pick one of them and I'll cast it on him.
Okay.
Right, and if he can hear, he's going to suffer some psychic damage right now. He needs to do a save against. I'll tell you which one. It is a wisdom saving throw.
Fail.
Against 15.
Fail.
Right, so we got 15 damage.
Okay.
Alright, and the target must. It needs to move as far as its speed allows it away from me.
Okay, so what you see is when you cast Dissonant Whispers, you can see that those internal organs it did form this humanoid. You can even see a brain floating there in front of you. And when you do, blood kind of stains the brain, and it kind of recoils and move back from you.
Okay, and then I'm going to give Forgar Bardric. What's it called? Bardric Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah, you can use it to bash the door if you want, or for anything else.
Okay. Enderist, you're up. Varian is after that.
Okay, so how can I maneuver myself without taking attack of opportunity into a place where I can be surrounded by, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them?
Yes, you can basically backtrack to either where Forgar has left his post near Galen's door, or back at the door from which you came from.
Over by Galen's door.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar and batter all creatures within 10 feet of me of dark tendrils of energy.
Okay.
So any creature within 10 feet has to make a strength save, DC 13.
So you catch 4 of them.
Okay.
And strength check. So the first, number 1 failed, number 2 failed, number 3 passed, number 4 also passed. So
What was it? Does my 15 make it?
I think
What?
you moved.
You moved away, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it if you're there.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, then I'm good.
So the ones who failed take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, so, 8 you say. So the first one, the one that was targeted by Quarian, dissolves into gooish, bloody puddle of humanoid organs on the floor. So this one is dead.
Cool.
Okay. And the one that took the last remaining one that took 8 points of damage, he can't take reactions until what is the start of my next turn?
Okay, and the one that succeeded take
Till
half?
its next turn, yeah. And the ones that succeed just take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to back away, and I know I'll probably get attacks of opportunity on me from 2 of them.
Yes. So they simply try to slam you with their ghoulish hands. One of them hits armor class 19,
Yeah, that'll do.
hitting you for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. The
Okay.
other one hits an even higher armor class of 23.
That one misses.
Yeah. This one for 4 points of damage.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I would like to try to communicate telepathically with one of them. I just want to see if they're intelligent.
Okay. So you do feel a semblance of intelligence and also tremendous pain. You sense that this is not some a necromancer's trick. This is the result of an experiment.
Okay.
Okay. Andrew, Varian, sorry.
Okay, so if he can catch 3 of them with like a 10 feet sphere, how much can I catch with a 20-foot radius sphere?
20-foot radius
40
will
foot?
will
The
cover
20.
will cover the entire room if you detonate it like on its center, but you'll also get all of your friends.
Okay, so I can exclude 4 of us from the blast.
Very sick.
Oh, Jesus.
Eeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
So I think one of us gets hit.
All right, let's roll.
I'm pretty badly
I'll
hurt.
take that hit. Let's be real.
Everybody roll
You
a
and I
d20.
go way back, buddy. We go way back.
Don't you have like fire resistance or something?
Me? No.
No, I mean the Dragonborn.
No, I'm lightning, but I carry a shield, and at some point I took the shield master feat, so I
Oh,
can
that's
totally
good.
hide from this.
If you can reduce the damage to 0 if you succeed a dex save.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's a dex saving throw, I can hide behind my shield and
Oh, that's
kill.
great.
Boom.
yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
warned me. You're like,
That's great. Boom.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to cast a firebolt, and I'll exclude anyone but the Dragonborn from the damage.
So Galen, you
And
hear
that is-
a tactical nuclear warhead detonates in the other room.
Nuclear launch detected.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, so that's a DC 15, say dex
15?
save. Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I made it with ease.
Easy, nice.
Yeah, I got 20.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look for damage. Did I get a lot of them?
So
did fail.
this wall of nuclear inferno engulfs the entire room. You don't know how many you got until you roll damage.
Okay, so that's 33 damage, or I guess 15 on a save.
16 if you save.
16.
Oh, you round up. Okay, I
This
was
must be
being
beautiful.
generous.
No,
The
no,
fire
round,
doesn't-
you round down.
Yeah, I was being generous.
Oh, you rounded way down.
Way down.
Okay, so as those as this wall of fire dissolves and leave you basically without anything to breathe, and it's except ash and dust, you can see that only 2 of those creatures are still on their so-called feet.
Dang.
Not
Right
bad.
on.
Not bad.
Anybody have DPS meters?
I like peek up over my shield and like warn me next time.
I did warn him probably. I
I
was
know.
Silently to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought about it.
Warned it by like saying,
Thought about it.
Dragonborn fire resistant, right? Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lightning, damn it.
Anything else, Varian?
No,
You're happy.
I look impressed. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm impressed at this new spell that I got.
That you just tried out for the
Make
first
notes. Wow, that was really cool.
Okay, Eileen, you think your eyebrows are still intact?
time. Well, I like this new hairdo.
Yeah.
I guess I'll kill what's left.
Another
With a,
fireball.
We're not there yet. I'm just gonna go with a regular firebolt on the guy that looks the most hurt.
Okay.
It's 11.
What does that mean? Is it an attack roll?
Yes, firebolt.
11 hits him square in the chest. Sprook.
Nice.
10 fire damage.
10?
Mhm.
Okay. Great. Anything else?
Is there any of them in melee range with me?
If you choose to, you can move, just like 5 feet or 10 feet.
Yeah, I'll keep moving away from them as far as I can from
Okay.
melee.
Okay. Who got a 1? I have Z something, but...
They haven't acted yet.
Oh, okay, right. This is why it's Z. Correct. So, let's say that the two remaining ones, 6 and 7. So these are standing next to the door from which you came. They will simply pick targets at random. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. Okay, a D10 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Enderist, you get one of them, and Eileen, you get the other. So it approaches you and tries to slam you, hitting armor class. This is 12.
Nope.
Yes.
Bounce off my shield.
No, I was referring to Enderist.
Ah, dang.
You, Eileen,
Block it with my cane.
is even lower. It's 10.
Cool. Slap against my shield.
Okay. We're back to Galen.
Yes. I can sense there is a creature like next to me, right?
Correct.
So I can attack it even if I can't see it,
Yes.
just with disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll try to poke it with my quarterstaff. Like, get back, foul creature!
Wherever you are.
And with a disadvantage, that's a 23 to hit.
Ooh, amazing.
Holy shit.
Wowza.
Wow, you got a +7 on your quarterstaff.
Of course I have +7 to hit. So that's 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So
That's crazy.
And it's not medical or anything.
I know.
If that's a thing. And also, somehow I'm hitting it like right in solar plexus kind of thing. So I'm doing a stunning strike. So it has to do a DC 13 con save.
okay.
I don't know where I'm hitting it, but it's like, yeah, oh yeah, there. That's where it is.
Farmer my ass.
Right?
Love it.
Farmer.
Love it.
So what does it do to him? Because he has some
Constitution
immunities.
save, 13.
Yeah.
Oh, if it has immunities to, I don't know what it is. Paralyzation, maybe? Stunning?
So it can't be paralyzed. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it'll try.
But when you say get out of here, you feel as if it understood you. You see that it kind of backs away, feels around, but then having nowhere to go, returns to assault you.
Okay. Well, then I'll hit it again.
Sure, go for it.
Or not. I'll like in effectively like wave at it. It's a natural one. So
Okay.
like And windy here. So oh no, my cape, my cloak. I need to my pipe, my tobacco.
So as you
So,
try
yeah.
to fight it, make a perception check.
Okay. 20.
With a 20, you realize that the grills on the vent upstairs, you can see that there is a small mechanism that can control whether they are open or closed. It's like an internal mechanism. You can see that these are closed now.
Okay, that's probably something I need to do next turn.
Okay. It's
If
still
I can't do it now, if I can't like use my movement to try to.
So you can try, but you'll need your probably something on long of a dexterity check to see if you can kind of maneuver around him as he tries to attack you.
Dexterity or acrobatics?
Acrobatics is fine. You'll have to hop.
Ooh. Yeah, that's only an 11.
Okay, so not yet.
No.
So you try to.
And also, one
Yeah.
more thing. As a bonus action, I'm jumping nimbly around and dodging.
Okay,
So it has disadvantage on attacks on me.
great. So you kind of try to go up and operate the mechanism that opened the grills, and then it pushes you. It pulls you, and then tries to tear you to pieces. So the first attack with a disadvantage hits armor class 19.
My farmer's clothing is like really fine quality, so it's it's AC 25
Okay.
or more.
So these are 8 points of damage.
Yeah,
The second attack hits armor class 12.
that I deflect.
Okay.
Mm,
This was
Be the
with
wind.
a disadvantage.
Yes.
flow like water and such.
Okay.
Yeah, sting like a bee.
Great. Forgar, you have
Sting like a
an
farmer.
inspiration if you still want to push that door open.
I'm totally gonna push the door open.
Okay, so do it.
I got like a running start, and I just want to shield bash it in some way.
Okay.
You have the Bardic Inspiration too.
So you
Hey!
can, if you want to shield bash it, this is an attack roll. So
Perfect. And my bardic it's a D4, right? Or is there 6?
The D6.
Right on. That
actually-
is.
Wait a minute. Actually, I think it's already a D8. Just a minute.
5th level? I think so.
Yeah, it's a D8. Sorry, just
That's
a
a
minute.
crappier roll than what I rolled on my 6. Okay, 24.
yes, with a 24,
jeez.
you definitely rattle the door. Roll your damage.
Yeah. I don't know what a shield does. If I was charging at it with my shield.
Oh, you can do.
D6. It's a club.
It's a club? 6?
That's what I do.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds.
I may have read it somewhere.
And then I add on the damage that I would for strain.
Mhm.
Or just the die.
No damage. I think strength damage is appropriate here.
Perfect. That's 8 damage.
8 damage. So you crack the door, but it still isn't open. But you feel that another such an attack should probably bring it down.
I do it again.
Okay.
Oh, 11. Yeah. I didn't quite get the running start I got on that first one.
You
I just
slipped on
tried
a
to-
lever or a charred spleen or something like
Yeah,
that.
totally. Alright, yeah, and then
The smell of tasty humans kind of
it's
distracted
my
you.
favorite, I love to eat humans.
Yeah. Okay. Quarian.
Okay, so how many are left standing?
2. One of them looks like about to collapse.
Okay. I think I just go and strike him with a rapier.
Okay. The one that looks severely beaten.
Yeah.
Okay.
While trying to keep my distance from the other one, if I can.
Yep.
Sorry. All right. Got a 21.
Yes. Hit. So you
Okay,
slash through
so
the
it's,
membrane that hold him together.
10 damage.
10 damage, manages to drop it into a puddle of goo.
Cool. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, and the wrist.
Is this the one that's attacking me? Is that the one that's left standing?
Oh, I'm not sure.
It's up to you. You tell me.
Yeah, it drops in front of you, and Quarian is kind of.
I'm free and clear. Okay, then I will cast Toll the Dead on the other one, so it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Failed miserably.
Oh, where's it going? Oh, shit. 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay. So it's still up, kind of looking bad. Lungs puffing, and you can see multiple injuries and charred parts, but it's still up. Anything else before I move to Varian?
There's nothing else I can do.
Okay, Varian then.
Fireball.
I don't think a fireball is. It's just one left, right?
And it's really wounded, I think.
You know what? I'm actually going to hit the last one with my sword.
Yes.
I'm like convinced I'm a very good swordsman, so. Oh, it's 17.
17
So
definitely
Wow.
hits. Yes.
Oh, see, and I do 8 slashing damage.
Oh, amazing! So it's
Wow,
probably a
nice.
magical sword because it kind of you cut it in half and then it simply kind of falls down in a puddle.
See, if any one of the group wasn't like convinced of my like prowess with the sword,
Oh, I am now. I take it all back. Everything
I'm
we
still
said
not
about you
convinced.
behind your back.
There's not bad on my face. Like,
Oh
Alright.
yeah. So
I'm never
Varian,
going to use
yeah,
the
yeah.
sword again to not shatter this perception now. Casting spells from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Varian dropped the last strange creature made of simply internal organs. So you are alone in a charred room, breathing ashes. Eileen, what do you want to do?
yeah, we're still in combat because our farmer is still trapped, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna go. I turn towards the door, and I think I'm just gonna firebolt.
Okay. So make your attack.
22,
22.
12 fire damage.
Okay, so Galen, you definitely see the stone door kind of cracks and like tongues of fire basically crawl through your room. You think that a good kick will bring down the door, and it's unless Alind want to kick it, it's your turn.
If I can kick it, I'll kick it. But that's
Yeah,
another attack,
yeah,
right?
you can try.
Oh yeah, I'll lady kick.
Yeah.
What is that?
Just mind your hip.
Yeah.
I was about to say, don't break your hip.
Swear to God, if I
Immediately
had to
just
carry
drop to
you
0
back
hit
out
points.
here.
That's a minus
Roll
1
of
for
one.
strength, right?
Roll a 1, roll a 1.
Yeah.
12 total.
So you manage to put your hand on your leg on the door and kind of push, but you don't seem to penetrate and do
You
enough
think I
damage.
couldn't get it with my shield and a charge, and you'd be able to just like walk up there with your heels and bust down this door?
Sometimes I forget how old I am, Forgar. Okay.
Galen, it's your turn.
Yes. I think I'll start by trying to jump up and open at the ceiling, the grills or whatever.
Okay, dexterity check then.
Again. Yeah, 16 this time.
16, you manage to jump high enough and kind of flip the grills open, which allows this creature to basically be sucked or simply transfer himself from around you through those grills to someplace else. As the creature passes through the grills close again, and then the two doors open. So to
I
the
feel
left,
like I would be charging in with my shield and go right through
exactly.
the open door.
So you see your friends kind of enter your room. You think that they have converted their room into hell, like spilled organs on the floor, and the walls are still catching fire. And just on the other side, you can see that the corridor leads to another room with strange kind of not pedestals, but these looks like crystalline microphone stands with a place that looks like it fits the small crystal that you have, and those microphone stands basically surround a glass room divided by two, and inside each of those glass room there is a chair with straps on it, but you don't see anything on it right now inside of the chair or on the chair. So have I explained myself, or
I didn't quite get it.
I get it.
so go ahead and
there's
explain it.
There's a square room, sort of like the cell that they would have kept Hannibal Lecter in, right? 4 glass walls and a glass ceiling. And it's divided in half with a glass wall. And there's a chair on each one facing each other where they would have strapped people in. And then there's 7 stands around that. Each one would hold a crystal that we got from the coffin.
Right.
7. Okay.
Yes, and
Cool.
one of the rooms, just one addition, one of the parts of the room, the ventilation tubes from the room where Galen was fighting this invisible creature, they connect to one of the rooms. So you believe that this invisible creature has transformed from the room with the glowing rune on the floor to.
There's a glowing rune on the floor.
Not anymore.
And I'll mention what happened, like saying like, oh, it was really horrible, visible creatures attacking me, and I couldn't fight it off. You know, I'm not good at fighting, but luckily I opened these ventilation into the ceiling, and it got stuck somewhere, maybe there. I point over and see it bleeding. Like, it kind of hurt me, tried to strangle me, something, poke down my throat. It's I spit up some blood.
Just be glad you weren't stuck in a room with Varian, because he would have been charred to death.
That's right.
Please don't tell me what happened in there. I don't want to know.
Giant
20
fireball.
20 Arcana check, and I'm gonna write down copy the rune into my book.
Okay.
Can you explain again what you mentioned about the pipe of where the creature went up to?
Yeah, so you believe, after kind of looking at this strange mechanism, that a creature was summoned to one room, was transported using a ventilation tube from that room into one of the glass chambers. So as
Cells.
glass cells. So you have a glass room divided in two with a glass wall. One of these cells contains this creature that attacked Galen. The other one contains nothing, and both of them contains a chair with straps on it.
2 questions. What did I learn from my Arcana check on the rune? The rune, that's a summoning rune. I'm guessing that's
Correct.
where
You
Galen
believe,
fought the
yes,
ghost.
You believe that an invisible stalker was summoned into
Right.
this place using the rune, and with your Arcana check, you believe you can control this creature.
Perfect. I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
That's way cooler than what you planned, right?
Yeah, I don't even care. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and so that was my other question: was the ventilation, is it open or closed?
Closed.
It's closed, so it's stuck back in the cell. Okay. So how do I go about controlling this thing?
You can spend some time with the rune, but you basically learn by investigating the rune how to summon, unsummon it, and give it commands. But
Just this one specific invisible stalker, though, right?
Yes.
Not all.
Not all, just this specific one. And this is the rune that basically like it's the rune that controls it. You're simply the operator.
Right. So I'd have to be standing in the room to
Correct.
control it.
Correct.
And I can see the cells from that rune.
Exactly.
Interesting. I think I read about this at a Harvard study.
Harvard.
They did. It wasn't pleasant. So my guess is this is where they harvest memories. And the memories they're harvesting are probably not pretty.
What would you do with the memory after you harvest it?
You take that crystal and you put it back into one of those coffins, and maybe those people relive it, or I could have it backwards. I don't know, but I think this is where they saw one way or the other.
Horrible.
While
Yeah.
you're studying this, could we take like a short break? Let me get my breath.
Oh yeah, I gotta heal myself. 5
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, but if you took a short rest, we could, and it's these
Spend
wounds.
4
I'll-
hours here
I'll-
and
I'll-
here?
That's not a bad idea because I could work on this rune.
I'll find the band-aids and like put it down my throat. Oh, there's a cut down here.
Gross.
Oh,
Band-Aids.
I'll totally heal you. You need some. You're
No,
hurting.
if we take a short rest, I'll do some hit dice.
I'll
Okay,
take
so
it.
Take another d6.
You need some healing?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're taking a short rest, but I'll take the magical healing.
Anybody who's actually take another 1d8. Sorry, not d6.
Okay, I just rolled a 6. This D8 better be better. And then I rolled a 1.
See, that's what happened to me
See-
when he gave me that awesome
Yeah.
inspiration.
Like, how dare you give me a D8? I want a D6, damn you.
I'm sorry, it's my first time in this new level. I didn't get it all figured out yet.
Brian, you get 8.
Okay, I'm full. I don't even need your D8.
Yeah. I just spent 2 hit dice and I'm full also.
So yeah, I don't know what else. Like, is there another door in this
Oh.
room?
So you can see that the glass room is basically, you can see through it to the other side, but you can't access it. You can't enter this glass cell from where you're standing, and you can see those green lights on the other side. So you believe those green and red lights kind of split it and
Double back.
not double back, simply the red
Yeah.
lights led to this part of the glass cell.
Yeah.
The
And
the
green
green
led
to the other
to
one.
the other one. But you obviously missed some rooms along the way.
So this is a...
We missed some rooms on the way.
I have an idea.
Yeah, the green rooms, let's call it this way.
Yeah, the other side, right?
Okay.
So I'm getting the converge here. Okay, I think I had it backwards. Somehow. I don't know. So while I'm playing with the rune, while I'm thinking about this, I'll give the crystal to Quarian. So you can try and
Okay.
figure that out.
I'll try to do an well, you already did an Arcana check on this, right?
Yeah, it's a memory cell, right? It holds memories. It's a memory jar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So,
if you look in the classroom or at the 7 seatings around, do you see
Yeah,
a
we got it.
place to
Yeah,
put
could you put
this?
it in the microphone stand?
Yes,
Yes.
that's where it goes. You
Yeah.
got to figure out which one. I don't know. I think they're probably all connected, but which one they're connected to the one with the invisible stalker in it.
can we try to look at the pipes? Is there some sort of pipes or wires going around, going from these stands?
Maybe just put it in and it'll show
Yeah,
up like magically on this glass, like a screen of some sort. I don't.
Sure.
That
What's
sounds
a
weird,
screen?
but yeah,
Some
it sounds
sort of
weird. But
user interface.
like a window.
Oh,
How many
window.
are there?
Is it gooey?
You don't- How many are there? You don't.
7.
7.
Okay. Go with the 5th.
Okay, so you take it and place it on the crystal on the 5th stand.
Mage hand. Just
Just in case.
I'm staying away from them.
So the glowing crystal kind of pours its light into the stand, and then suddenly something strange happens. All 7 stands lit up and project an image on the glass room, the 2 glass cells. what you see is a group of cloaked creatures. You're not sure they're humans. You don't see any limbs or anything, just cloaks and darkness instead of faces. Stand like next to you, surrounding the glass cell. In one of the cells, so both of the cells contains deformed tritons. They seem to know each other. They seem to talk to one another. Then the grill opens on the cell that contains one of the triton. This creature pours in and starts tearing around, simply tearing up this poor triton, tearing up its skin, its hair, its ears, until all that is left is that mass of organs that you've seen in the boxes. On the other side, the triton, the mangled triton, is simply tied up with a strange device that keeps his eyes open, and he has to watch this, and he shrieks and shrieks and shrieks. And it seems like the cloaked figures are waiting for something to happen, but nothing happens. The triton who is assailed is dead after like 7 minutes of shrieking. That other triton who is alive is tearing up and crying and convulsing. He's simply taken out of the room, and then the crystal kind of sucks the glow back from the pole, and the image vanishes.
So that was a memory.
So we should try the other ones too.
Yeah, I think we definitely should. But the contraption on his head, did it look like it drilled into his skull?
No.
Damn it, I gotta figure that one out.
That was a good idea.
It's the doors. You have to open the doors by putting your head in it. Come on, you see the lock on the doors.
Have I figured out this rune yet after 4 hours?
Yes. So as I said, invisible stalker, and you can simply summon, unsummon, and give commands. While you're in the rune, you can basically sense where he is on the island and tell him to do whatever you want him to do on the perimeter of the island. You don't have control of him outside.
And if I give him a command while I'm in that rune, that summoning circle,
Yes.
if I leave the summoning circle, will he still obey the previous commands?
Yes, it's like an autopilot until you're
Okay,
released.
so I'm going to command him to protect me while I'm on this island.
Okay.
And when I leave this island, he's to go home, wherever home is.
Okay. So the
I have
grill.
a pet invisible stalker.
It seems.
You
It seems
open
like.
the grill for that.
Yeah, it seems like he's trying to force his.
Yeah, I'll use my cane to...
Okay, so you open the grill on your side, which also opens it on the other side, and then it simply hovers behind you like this blurry shadow of a creature.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think we
warn
should
us?
go... Well, you would... Yeah, no. Not until after. Then I'll tell
Firebolt.
you. Don't worry, he's okay. He's safe. He's with me.
He's cool.
He's cool. He's cool.
It's Joe.
Well, let's get them more of those horror flicks and
Yeah.
put them on the memory.
Okay.
The memory.
So if you simply take all of them and go through the same procedure, most of the experiments, which is what they are, look the same. Only one looked different. During this mutilation, one of the Triton was standing in this device, let out a shout, and then suddenly the grills above the invisible stalker opened by themselves, or so it appears. When this happened, all the cloaked figures kind of looked excited, and then the creature left. The still living Triton, even though he had horrible wounds on him, was let out alive, and the Triton who probably made this grill to open was let out of the strap, and he was actually healed by those cloaked figures who took him with care this time. And then
put a cloak on him.
and then
later.
the image disappears.
Anything specific on this Triton? I mean, like facial features or scars or anything that would.
No, he was deformed, much like the others. You don't see any specific feature that could. So you can probably kind of etch his image in your head if you want to kind of recognize him later on, but.
Okay.
Do we see him? We don't see where they take him or anything like that.
No,
right?
but they did handle him with care after they saw the result of the experiment.
Were there 7 cloaked figures?
Yes.
Was there anything special about this shout that he made? Did we understand? Like,
Roll your intelligence check. Let's see if you can make something out of it.
I got 12.
So it was a primal,
13 actually.
a primal, horrified shout. There was nothing meaningful in it.
Telekinetics. There's so many pop culture references going on right now. My mind is swirling.
You should have been here for the tower.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
At least for me,
Alright.
it was.
Yeah. So I think we have an idea. I'm gonna take one of those crystals back. Take it with me. I think we should go down the other hallway.
Evelyn's just like, this mystery. You saw one thing and then 3 things come up. And there's, I don't know.
I think I have an idea of what's going on here.
We're good, because I just want to blast things.
Good. Be ready to blast things.
I'll be ready.
Okay, let's go blast.
blast, let's go.
I think Varian, you want to go through this puddle?
No, maybe have Eileen blast the puddle first.
And blast the puddle.
I
Fireball.
throw a
Evaporated?
firebolt into the water, yes.
Try to, push it
I'm
out,
sure
push it
it's
out with
And I
Thunderwave.
will be in front in the hallway as Eileen from behind me blast the puddle.
I'm not. Yeah, I throw a firebolt in it, but I'm not gonna thunder wave
No.
to get us all like splashed
No. But
wet.
you're attacking this puddle of water that is totally not a noose.
A noose?
Yeah, you snooze. Sneeze. You snooze. You lose.
Oh, I'm gonna snooze.
Anybody else lost Ito?
No, I'm still here.
No,
No?
either.
He's
Just snooze.
looking up. He's looking up the monster in the manual.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I got a 17 to hit the puddle with my firebolt.
Okay, so as you do so, something very strange happened. The fireball bolt kind of split in two, as if there is a strange tear in the space continuum, whatnot. It kind of split in two and it hits 2 puddles. Roll. What was your attack roll
17.
and damage?
10.
10. Okay. So as your fireball hits the water, they turn black and then they merge. So like a column of water is standing in front of you, and then they merge into this black spherical watery thing that simply floats inside of you, in front of you, and you can see those 2 fireballs inside of it, kind of encircling its interior.
Cool.
That. So there's fire inside of water.
Yes.
There's 2 fireballs inside of a water bubble that's flowing. Okay, that's like floating there.
Yes.
Is it a sphere of water?
Yes.
And
I
how
think
big
I-
is it?
And then you all hear this whee, like this shriek inside of your minds, which makes your ears pop and your eyes bleed. I need you all to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, intelligence save. I love those.
That's what I'm best at.
I'm
me too.
I'm
Super great.
so good at them.
Those effects are the best.
Oh no.
Oh.
13.
Oh, Marion,
Or-
you're the one who's good at it, but still.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the one who's good at it, and I rolled a natural one, a modified
Natural
8.
one. 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nice at 8. Yeah, I got a 3.
A
No,
3.
a natural 2.
Warren got
So-
got a 10.
Oh my god.
12.
Oh my god. How much of
And
this?
well, that.
Ooh, so that is. Here goes our TPK.
I threw a firebolt at a puddle and we died.
Yeah, right?
Oh
Well,
my god.
we passed the event horizon.
Oh my
It's weird
god.
because I threw a firebolt at a puddle and we died, but when we shot a fireball inside a small room, we didn't die.
Yeah, that's no problem. Absolutely no problem.
Okay, so you all take, let's say, 19 points of damage from this psychic crush that's basically assaulted your minds. You are disoriented, reeling from the pain as this spherical creature kind of closes in on you. And at this very moment, Anderist, you hear Fillory shouting from beyond the complex. You can hear her faint shouts. Ship in the horizon!
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
That's
damn.
good.
Yes, and I think it's a good point to.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, oh,
An hour.
banger.
To call it a day. Yeah, sooner than anticipated, but otherwise it will mess up the timing, etc. So better this
Just
way.
one question: Are we like? Is there like? Do we need to do like a saving throw or against like additional effects, or is it just the damage?
This is just you had a saving throw. You failed it.
We all failed
Yeah,
miserably.
that was the damage, and
Miserably.
initiative rolls will start. Like we'll start the next session with
Alright.
initiative rolls.
Cool.
Yes.
And then
you do-
1 round later, we'll all be dead. When we
Make
get
sure
hit
your
by this
backup
again.
characters leveled up.
We
Yeah.
do average hit points for levels, right?
Yes.
I think I might be unconscious.
So, yeah. So just before losing consciousness, but you all can hear, beyond through this veil of pain, Fillory is shouting that she sees the giant ship in the horizon. Okay.
No, I'm conscious.
Okay. Then everything is good.
I
Yeah,
got
you
healing
guys will be
word.
fine. We'll be good.
Yes. Okay. So thank
Yeah,
you
I'm only
for
at half hit
visiting
point.
Eyno
Fine.
Station. I hope you had a pleasant ride. And
It was good. It's so
I like
So-
that fireball. That
so
was
gory.
nice.
yes. Well, yeah. It was named horror, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of reminded me a little about the Event Horizon movie. I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember some weird imagery going
Yeah.
on there,
Yes.
and
Event-
physics going all weird.
Yeah, Event Horizon, Clockwork Orange.
Oh yeah, the room, yeah, with Clockwork Orange,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
that
The
one too,
eyes.
yeah. Yes.
Interesting times. Okay, so in 2 weeks' time, we'll know what still lurks in the Three Hags Islands. You still have 2 more stations, or
Two more islands.
Two more
Well,
islands.
I'm actually sure we'll learn it. I'm sure we're not just, running away and say, nothing
Yeah,
important
no,
down
okay,
here.
okay.
Well,
the giants can have it.
I haven't pulled the campaign module in like eight sessions. We started with it and then it was no, but everything is okay and under control, so it's fine. It's fine. Thank
How
you.
hard would it-
What?
Oh. No, I was gonna say, how hard would it be to kill those giants?
God.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find out eventually.
Yeah, next episode.
Next
Next,
episode.
yeah, sure.
Eventually, next episode.
The secret is to level up to 20, and then it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's how
Then
math
we fight
works,
them.
right? We get to level after that, right? We
Yeah.
did such an awesome job of not killing each other that,
Yeah, and you do have an invisible stalker.
That's true.
Yes.
So
That sounds bad.
That sounds bad. It's
that thing is better at fighting than
Working
me, so
outside the bedroom. Oh god.
okay,
Okay.
guys, thank you very, very much, and have a great weekend.
You too.
you too,
And,
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see you soon.
Yep, see you next week.
Thanks for GMing.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.